Thank you very much, Chairman Cardin. Thank you for convening this hearing, and thank you for your insightful and thoughtful remarks as we open up here. I also want to recognize our witnesses. I know we've broken this into two parts, but I'm looking forward to a very fruitful discussion, and I appreciate your being here with us today. Before I begin, I would just like to say this. I'm disappointed that the Bureau of Global Talent Management did not join us today. As a former U.S. ambassador to Japan, I recognize that the issues of training and personnel management go hand in hand. I hope to work with Senator Cardin to make significant progress on personnel-related matters over the near future. Today, we're focusing on the important subject of training in the State Department's workforce. In July, this subcommittee held a hearing on the topic of modernizing the State Department for the 21st century. At that time, all three of our witnesses agreed that change is desperately needed at the State Department. And each of our witnesses spent a considerable amount of time with us discussing the need to improve training at the Department of State. We can all agree that the development of our diplomats, their education, their training, their professionalization must be among the highest priorities for the State Department. This is a particularly glaring problem considering that, in my view, the State Department attracts some of the most talented individuals in the United States government. According to a study, people join the State Department on average with a graduate education and 11 years of work experience. Yet, the same study noted that State, and I quote, treats education as a prerequisite for hiring and not a continuing requirement to prepare personnel for their subsequent responsibilities. In essence, when diplomats come in the door, they're treated as though they have the knowledge and skill necessary for the profession, yet really what they depend on for the most part in terms of their leadership instruction is mentoring from senior diplomats. I think we can do better. As part of addressing the training deficiency at the State Department, Secretary Blinken specifically announced his intent to implement Secretary Powell's idea for a training float that Senator Cardin just mentioned. A set number of employees who are receiving professional training at any given time and structured in a manner that doesn't sacrifice the State Department's readiness. I think that the idea and principle is something I certainly support as well, but Congress should ask hard questions and hold the Department accountable on personnel and training-related issues. I raise the point because Congress has provided the Department with significant resources over the past 15 years, enough resources to establish a training float. Since 2007, the State Department has added a combined 3,500 Foreign Service and Civil Service employees. This amounts to approximately a 20% increase in the number of employees over that period of time. And certainly with a 20% increase in the number of Foreign and Civil Service employees, the Department could have faithfully implemented Secretary Powell's vision for a training float with 15% of that workforce dedicated to training at all times. Yet here we are in 2021, attempting to address that same issue. To echo Senator Cardin's statement earlier, I look forward to seeing a concrete plan on the issue from the State Department. We'll need to be bold in reimagining how the Department approaches training, recognizing that the Department must embrace a new culture, just as Chairman Cardin said. We must also incentivize and reward our diplomats to seek further education and professional development opportunities. And we must develop a cohesive program that identifies the skills our diplomats will need as their responsibilities escalate over the course of their careers. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today about this subject and to hear their specific recommendations to improve training at the State Department. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.